The following is an Operation Podcast production.
Hey, what's up, people? I am Nick Kosir, better known as the Dancing Weatherman, and today I have danced my way right into Chase Tuning's Ever Forward Radio podcast, and I can't wait to have fun and get deep with y'all. Let's do it.
It's like he does this for a living.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So good, man.
That was great.
Well, I'm just going to preface this by saying, my audience, you don't have to worry about trying to watch me do any kind of viral dance video. I won't embarrass your audience by trying. I'm the least coordinated person you'll ever meet. That's definitely the moment when my whiteness shines through. So I don't know how you do it, man, but maybe you can teach me a couple things, but I won't record it. I won't put it out there. We'll go viral for all the wrong reasons, basically.
I doubt it. You're probably way more coordinated than you're giving yourself credit for.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But Nick, thanks so much for sitting down with me here today, man.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for having me. The studio is beautiful. Your employees are great, and thanks for the water.
Of course.
This is the key to a good podcast right here. Staying hydrated.
On TV, on the news, what's in the mugs? Is it coffee? Is it water? What is it?
Man,
Is there a secret?
I can't tell. No, it's water. Usually water, or if anybody's having a tough time with their voice, it's tea with a little bit of honey in there.
Not like Grandpa's cough syrup in there?
Not that I know of. Not that I'm doing. But I don't know. I can't speak on all of my coworkers. I don't know. Although sometimes when you hear me talk, you might think that there's Grandpa's cough syrup in there. But yeah, it's usually always water for me. Yeah.
Anchorman days are long gone, right? Yeah. Maybe we should bring them back. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure. You know what? Everything comes back around. So
it does.
It wouldn't be surprising to see, the next anchor up there smoking a cigarette probably and just drinking some gin or something.
So most people know you as the, quote, dancing weatherman.
That's right.
But I got to know, what's the story behind that first video, that first thing that everyone was just like, this is the guy dancing on the weather?
Chase, that's an excellent question. And I've been asked that 100 times, and I still kind of don't know why or how it happened. A little bit of a backstory. I've been a weatherman, meteorologist, since 2006. So I've been in the game for going on 20 years. Started in small town Ohio. For those that don't know how the industry works, in order to get a bigger, better job for more pay, you have to start small and then move to different cities to get bigger paychecks and get in front of a bigger audience. And keep in mind, I started in the mid to late 2000s before... I'm really dating myself here, but
it's a safe space. It's okay.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Before the internet is what it is now. And so you really had to work your way up and put yourself through the paces. So I started at a tiny little TV station in Mansfield, Ohio, worked there for a few years. And then
that's where they make all the toilets.
Bingo.
Mansfield toilets.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's a crappy town. That was the joke. I can't take credit.
The dad jokes are going to flow, no doubt.
Yeah, and so from there, moved all over the place. I went to Beaumont, Texas for the next gig, San Francisco for the next gig. I actually took a step back in market size from San Francisco and went to Boise, Idaho, because we had our son, and we were thinking, let's put down some roots and pick a town that's safe and family oriented. So we thought maybe Boise was going to be it for a while. And then after a few years, we just got the urge to get back east where all of our family is based. So moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then most recently to New York. But that whole time, I've always kind of been a creator at heart. I do the weather. I love the weather, but all that while I was making social media videos. First it started on YouTube and then Facebook, and then Instagram comes along. Anyways, so at my time in Charlotte, I had been making these videos, kind of going through series. So at one point I was doing fun weather skits. At one point I would do these side-by-side pictures of me dressed like Cam Newton. I don't know if you're familiar with Cam and his dressing style, but living in Charlotte during his MVP year when they went to the Super Bowl, anytime he would wear an outfit to a game, it was big news in Charlotte.
I'm not a big sports guy, and I even know this. He was like a modern day Neon Dion.
Good parallel to draw.
Or even like a Dennis Rodman.
Absolutely. So I gained a little bit of local fame online doing those side-by-side pictures of me where I would make the outfit that he would wear to the
like
game.
A who wore it better kind of thing?
Bingo. But mine was discount. I was like great value brand. He would have the designer stuff. I'd go to
TJ Maxx.
Yeah, or Goodwill and like doctor up some stuff with tape and whatever. Anyways. And then so I had always been creating, going viral before going viral was even a thing. And then our bosses in Charlotte one day told us, we want you to post 12 times a day online, all of the on-air people. And that's exactly what we did.
Around what year was this?
This was about 2018.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're creeping up into the like more
modern day-ish. Yeah. Pre-pandemic, and so we all said, you guys are wild. That's too many times. But eventually, your boss tells you to do something, you kind of have to do it. So,
and what were the platforms where like we want you on
the
news Twitter, the news YouTube, Instagram?
Good question. At the time, they were putting a lot of emphasis on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But they told us that we couldn't retweet 12 times. So that was the caveat, because that would have
has to be original new pieces,
kind of lifestyle-ish. They didn't want us to do boring work stuff, because they wanted people to fall in love with our personality, so then they would watch us on TV. That was their idea.
This was their ratings marketing driver.
Bingo.
Basically.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and one day I just didn't have anything. I remember I'd posted 11 things that day, and I just wanted to leave. So I was like, what can I post for my 12th thing? So I could just get out the door and go home and just like unplug for the day. And I was scrolling, found some inspiration. Actually, the Williams brothers, a very well-known dancing group, stopped me in my tracks. I saw their video that they did, little dancing video. I go, I think I can do that. Went and did it, posted it, went home, took a nap because I was working the morning show schedule. So the end of my day was noon or 1. Mm-hmm. So I went home, took a nap, woke up, and life has never been the same since I woke up from that nap, to be honest with you. Everything was popping off. I got all the dings, all the alerts, and I knew that things were going to get pretty interesting because I don't know if you're familiar with the World Star Instagram account, especially back then.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It was big news. Yeah. So they posted my video, and from there everybody was sharing it and posting it, and
this was the one. This was the dancing Weatherman video.
It was the Slide Like This challenge. I posted it like April 2nd, 2019 on Instagram, and that was it. That was everything had kind of been building momentum online for me, but that was kind of what took it over the top. And then I go, crap, I am a dancer now. What do I do from here? And that's kind of what started it.
Was this, pun intended, news for people?
It was.
Have they seen you dance before?
Not really. No, I'm not. I have never prided myself on dancing. I'm not trained in any way. I've never taken a class. I guess people would describe it as self-taught, although that's hilarious to me because all I do is I just watch what the kids are doing.
Imitate.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And so that's it. That's what I started doing.
So I'm curious. So you're doing all of this under the recommendation of your boss, your team, the news channel. So is this your content? Is this the news channel's content?
Yeah.
Is like the Dancing Weatherman, under ownership, the IP of...
Absolutely.
How does that work?
That's an excellent question because it did get a little sticky, or it can get a little sticky. I created my accounts, and I believe at the time I had to add the Fox 46 admin page as the admin, or at least they had to have admin
access.
Okay. So, we were kind of co-owners of the account. The other caveat there is when I worked in local news, they owned my likeness. So I signed the contract with them and they owned my likeness. So that video blew up, and under contract, I couldn't do social media brand deals or anything because Fox 46 owned my contract.
So you couldn't on like your personal page do the same dance or repeat the same video more or less for any personal gain?
I couldn't do it. Yeah. I remember at the time, I think Coca-Cola reached out and they were like, we want to use your video in a paid ad.
No way.
And we couldn't do it because it wasn't my video. And Fox 46 nixed it. So
but
kind of
Coca-Cola
interesting.
couldn't pay Fox, and then like you all work something out. I'm sure this is a much bigger legal conversation, but
I don't know. They probably could have, but I don't know if Fox 46 was receptive to it. I don't know. I mean, you have to remember this is 7 years ago now, 6 years ago. So I think at the time, Fox 46 was like, why would we mess around with this little internet clip thing? Like what, but I don't know. That was above my pay grade. If it was me, I would have been like, I'll sign the document and let's get this thing
when
going.
Coca-Cola comes knocking, their checks are going to clear.
Yeah. But to answer your question, they own my likeness and they were admins on my page. But eventually, when I left, I was able to retain my followers, and they, after I left, they were no longer admins, so it was like a seamless transition. And now Fox 46 doesn't even exist. That station was bought by another media management company.
Bought by Coca-Cola.
Or Pepsi. That'd be even funnier.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah.
So, but at the time, I remember going through it. It was very stressful, thinking, I don't know, am I going to lose all these followers? What's going to happen?
What do I do with them? Or even I have to wonder, once the powers that be at your last place of employment saw, hey, we have something here that works. We got a guy that does a thing, and it's bringing in a lot of views. And I don't work in the news, but I know that it's all about viewership. It's all about ratings and people tuning in. Did they then kind of go, hey, Nick, you have to dance for every video. We want you doing this dance. We only want you dancing. Like, was it just like dance monkey dance kind of thing? Or?
That's a really good question too. And actually, they were great about kind of letting me lead the ship. They never necessarily cracked the whip and said, do a dance every week. At that point, I think they had seen the fact that I had been investing my own time in social media. And I think they were pretty confident in the fact that I was going to keep it going on my own. And that's what I did. And also in that era, pre-pandemic, Instagram posts, if you posted once every 2 weeks on Instagram, that was a pretty good pace. You were staying relevant.
If you weren't like already leveraging it for a business kind of thing. I think that's probably a fair statement of like the pace of most people.
Yeah. If it was just for personal... if you weren't trying to sell stuff, push your product, once every week or two was a pretty good pace. Now it's different. Now you got to post almost every day if you want to really have some traction. At the very least, you got to post every day on TikTok, right? But back then, not so much. So I think they also understood that it was a creative process and you can't necessarily template out creativity like that. So they were great. I do have to give them their flowers on that because they never sunk their teeth in immediately and kind of threw dust on the campfire, so to speak. So, and I think they also understood, and the social media team understood authenticity was key. So they didn't want, I don't think, me to feel bogged down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, probably. That would have been smart on them.
Yeah, they did a good job. I do have to, I'll give them their flowers. They did a good job, yeah.
So it sounds like this was kind of your foot in the door into what is now called, or has been called, I think really since COVID, is the creator economy.
Exactly.
The creator economy. So how did you navigate this kind of secondary, if you will, career or just, pastime and stepping into, we kind of just learned that maybe there's some economics involved, getting away from the professional side into personal posting. So how did you navigate that transition into the quote creator economy? And what's it been like for you in the last 6-7 years?
Gosh, I could talk about this for infinity, I think, but you have some really good questions.
Thank you.
You should have a good, successful podcast, I think.
I dabble. Subscribe, like, comment, follow.
Do
tell
all
your
the
friends.
things.
Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button.
He knows.
Man, it's such a learn as you go thing, right? You probably are doing the same thing or have done the same thing. Yeah. But I had absolutely really no idea what was going to happen or what doors were going to open. I remember seeing Vine, the explosion of Vine. And I remember seeing Logan Paul post an ad. First ad I ever saw through social media was Logan Paul. He did something with Gillette razors. And I remember running across that going, this must have been 2014 or something. You know?
Vine was, like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, I think it was around that time. And I go, I don't know what this is here, but I want in. This has to be new. This is the new way to advertise. And as soon as my video hit, I go, okay. And Coca-Cola comes calling. I'm like, this is awesome. Then I find out my TV station owns my likeness. So I was like, I was bummed because I couldn't monetize right away. Mm-hmm. So my plan was from that moment forward, I think on my TV contract at the time, I had 2 more years left where I couldn't go. I was contractually obligated to stay with Fox 46 at the time. I said, okay, I'm going to use these next 2 years to grow as many followers as I possibly can. And that's what I did. So I put all of my effort into making the best videos that I could without trying to leverage any of my content to get brand deals.
So just for like the purity of it all.
Just for the
how
art,
can I make
so
the best thing possible?
Bingo.
And then whatever happens kind of thing.
Exactly. And so at the time,
content purist over here.
Yeah. At the time, it was really working for me. That video that I mentioned hit in early April, and I hit 1 million followers on Instagram, I think within 6 months. And at the time, the time, people were saying it was the quickest they'd ever seen anyone gain 1 million followers on Instagram. At the time, shortly thereafter, TikTok explodes on the scene, and then Charlie D'Amelio happens, and Addison Rae, and those guys They left me
TikTok.
in the dust.
Yeah.
But so that was for 2 years after the video hit, that was just all I was operating under was that. And then once my contract started to come up, the end of my contract, then I started reaching out to management agencies, and I landed on Millennial Entertainment, and they still represent me. And I'll never forget it. Like the day my contract ended, I ended up getting a job at Fox Weather, where I work at now in New York City. And there was like a 3-month gap in between the end of my employment at Fox Weather and the end of my employment at Fox 46 in Charlotte. And there was a 3-month period between that and the start of my new career at Fox Weather. And I go, I'm open for business, baby. Let's see what happens. And the brand deals started rolling in,
and you could
I could
entertain
monetize
them. You could do them. You could monetize
them.
it.
Absolutely.
It could be you, and then there could be like meteorologist you.
Absolutely.
Fox you.
Yes, and I started doing brand deals, and I go, wow, this is pretty good money, and I'm doing it ever since, and just learning as I go. I mean, every year is different. I've made some tiny little pivots and things, but at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to make good videos, stay family friendly, brand safe, and just keep having fun. And that's kind of where I've been ever since.
Good.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Not having fun.
And you know the grind of it too. It's difficult, especially working a full-time job and trying to keep a toe in both, like the full-time gig and the creator world. But it is what it is. It's a blessing to have the both options, and so I'm gonna keep doing it.
I have a theory that I think in the news world that comes over to the social media world, even vice versa. Meteorologists are kings and queens. I think the most followed on social media accounts I've seen of people in the news world, they're all meteorologists. Yeah,
it is funny. I
particularly
will say,
females I'd see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's funny. Meteorologists, on-air meteorologists, I've noticed are kind of, when you tell somebody that you're a meteorologist, a couple things happen. Either they say, I've always wanted to do that. How did you get into that? Or they're like, oh my gosh, you guys are real?
You're not a green screen too? Yeah.
Or
if you turn left, you fade away.
Or they'll make the funny joke that cracks me up every time. They'll say, "Man, I wish I had a job where I could be paid to get it wrong half the time." So one of those things usually happens, but I don't know. There's something about being a meteorologist that lights people up, and it's just interesting. And yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what the secret sauce is, but
a lot of secret sauce. I see a lot of female meteorologists. Secret sauce is just turning to your profile. There's one, I don't know her name, but there's one out of Mexico.
I think I know. Yeah.
And like she knows exactly what she's
pretty.
Doing. Yes.
Yeah.
And her whole thing is in Stormfront coming in, boom, this way. And she does her thing. But I also wonder navigating like social media and air quote here, kind of like the real world still profession.
Yeah.
You probably had to kind of help usher that in, because around 2018-ish, when you were really popping off on social media, I don't remember seeing a lot of social media famous news anchors, meteorologists, and there were clips and stuff that would go viral or high views, but they were like of the news. It's like no one's really following Wolf Blitzer for his antics
content.
So I'm curious, as someone who, my words here, kind of helped maybe usher that in, that marriage of these two worlds in, how have you kind of helped, I'll say, the policy of, hey, people are watching us for the news and for the weather, but also they're watching us because of our personalities, our fun, our antics, our social media. How have you kind of helped navigate that air quote here policy of the legal, of the economics, of what does content rights and use look like?
Yeah, again, it's very nice of you to say that. I guess you could call me like an OG news weather creator. And I'm honored beyond belief to even be in that like sentence, because I think my timing really did it all. I just happened to have a video that got successful right before TikTok really exploded, and then TikTok helped kind of keep it going. And it's tough. It's a tough world. I mean, you kind of have to pick what you are and ride it out. I have always been a morning show meteorologist, or at least prior to my videos going viral, I'd always been a morning show meteorologist, where morning shows are a little more loose and fun. I would always work on the morning shows that had a loose format, and I just knew that was my lane. Like, I'm not the serious evening meteorologist guy, and I just know that about myself.
Is that a thing? Is it like if you're a morning meteorologist versus an evening meteorologist, you're fun versus
there's a little bit there's a little bit of delineation there. Like Al Roker is different. He has fun.
Yeah.
People know him as a personality guy. I guess now things are a little different, but yeah. So the morning shows typically have more fun than the evening shows. It's like evening shows are heavier than the morning show, because the idea is morning shows are supposed to
try to wake people up a little bit,
get you in a good mood for the day, I guess, while giving you your.
There's a whole secret world to the news. I had no idea about.
Oh man, it's. We try to dial it in. Everything's ratings and analytics based, and it's pretty. You can get in the weeds.
Look,
pretty
the people
quick.
need to be happy when they hear the weather's going to suck. Okay, so we need you to entertain them a little bit more.
Exactly. And so I knew that about myself, and so that made it easier for me. So that gave me the freedom to have a little bit more fun on the internet, and less pressure to like really have to flip a switch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And so that always helps. But, I've always just kind of been in every market that I've ever worked at, I've always put out fun content. So it's not like it was a weird thing for me to all of a sudden be doing. It was a pretty natural progression, kind of linear for my journey. So, but now in this day and age, I think, and I'm seeing other news people, other weather people, and they're doing it, In this day and age, we're all people, and I think everybody understands that now. And so,
kind of like everyone has a personal brand, a bit too.
Yes. So when you're on the air, naturally you're going to be different than you are off the air. And I'm seeing, especially the younger kids in the business, they're having fun with it too. There's guys that lip sync and that dance as well. And some female anchors do sort of mini vlogging. And I think it's awesome. It's just cool to see how things are progressing and changing, and how it's not like the stiff 90s, early 2000s broadcasts.
Do you ever get people coming to you looking like, hey, I need social media meteorology mentorship? You know, you cracked the code. You know, do you get, you know, Johnny from KCal 5? I just made that up. I don't know. Like, hey, I just started my TikTok. I really want to try to, like, you know, follow in your footsteps or find my lane with you know, making what I do more fun and grow social media. What do you say to them? How do you mentor kind of this next generation? Yeah,
I've definitely had people reach out, and I've mentored a couple. And I actually have an accredited class at Mississippi State called the Kosir Code. And it's a 10-module thing on how to build your own brand and my story. Way. Yeah, so if you want, if anybody is interested in looking into that, check it out. And it's not a scam. We did it through Mississippi State.
So this is a collegiate
course. What? Yeah. That's where I went to school. That's where I got my meteorology degree. So it's so cool.
That's a cool full circle moment. Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. So shout out to Sean Owens, who was the guy that was instrumental in putting that together. But yeah, and what I would say is just, you know, you got to also, well, first you have to experiment, right? Just see what works for you and what you like to do and what you can implement in your own personal workflow. And then just once you find what you like or what works for you, just keep doing it and do it until the wheels fall off, you know, or until you do it so much that you get no traction whatsoever and you're forced to pivot. But I just think in any industry, you kind of have to do stuff on social. I'm seeing realtors, dentists, nurses. I feel like you just kind of, especially if you're in sales, like the realtor thing. Ryan Serhant is a really good, he's been great at what he's been doing with branding. But I just think it's so important to build your own brand. It's invaluable.
Yeah. How do you navigate authentic creativity versus imitation? What I mean by that, so much of just what I see outside looking in, especially in the dancing social media space, is it's all trends. So like, I'm going to do a dance that this person did because they did it because this person did it and it went viral. So you kind of just ride that until, you know, like you said, the wheels fall off. Yeah. So then what if you're just waiting for like the next thing to hit so you can imitate it and do your take on it versus like, how do I become an original creator? How do I create my own dance or put my own twist on it instead of waiting for someone else to pop off so I can copy it?
That's another good question. I mean, I think there's a few things within dance specifically, and I'm not sure what it's like for other specific genres of content. Like I'm sure skits are different and podcasting's different, but for dance, there's kind of 3 ways where you can delineate yourself. Number one, there's a trend, but everybody dances differently. It's just the way people's bodies move, the faces you make, your vibe, what you're wearing. Everybody's dancing differently, even though they're doing the same moves. So automatically you're just gonna be different than everybody else doing the same stuff. There's also, you can do some cool little edits, you know, you can cut here, splice there. Like some creators will do a dance, 15-second choreo, all the way through one take. Some will do it and then they'll cut it and there will be different angles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, from there, it's always just important to sprinkle your own sauce into a trend. So you don't want to do the same trend exactly how everybody else is doing it. You kind of want to take it and put your personality into it. Whether it's, for me, sometimes it's at the weather studio. I also dance a lot in Times Square with younger people.
What's your sauce?
My sauce is the suit. Yeah. I think.
I think this is the only suit I've ever had in the studio.
Oh yeah.
I'm
honored.
I knew he was East Coast the second he walked in with a shirt and tie. Yeah. Me too. I moved here from DC, and so it took me a while to let go of the button downs and all that jazz. But
LA is different. A little more cash out here, which I appreciate. But yeah, I think my sauce has always been the suit. It's funny in the comments, especially at first, everybody would say, "How many pants have you ripped?" I can't, you know, and the answer is a lot.
Shout out your tailor.
Yeah, shout out Taylor. And then they say, I can't believe you're dancing in those shoes. They'll say that's pretty impressive for being in a suit. It's kind of constrictive. And so that's my secret sauce.
Have you ever heard of State and Liberty?
Yes.
Oh, bro. Do you own anything with them?
I know of the brand.
Okay, all right. That stuff, I can squat in those suits.
I'm telling you, these material that they're making suits out of have come a long way.
And there's some other really good brands out there, similar, but
Mizzen and Main's another good one.
Mizzen and Main,
Yep.
yeah, so good.
I know. I love them all. I'm a big Indochino guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about the two brands that you just mentioned. They've dialed it in with whatever blend.
I'm wearing
of
their
spandex.
jeans right now.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. I can I can
do the
squat
splits?
in them. I can run. I don't know. I got to stretch out first. We'll see about that. But yeah, shout out to State and Liberty. They've I've worn their stuff for like so many weddings and just outings, and like you can move and you can groove.
Once you wear a stretchy suit, there's no going back.
Or even just something tailored. For the first time ever, a couple of years ago, my sister-in-law's wedding, I got a custom tailored suit.
Yeah.
You can't go back.
I'm telling you.
You can't go back.
Once you see how good you look, yeah, and then you go, wow, maybe going to the gym is actually worth it.
Even in a non-stretchy suit, like one of those other brands, if you get a tailored suit, the way that you can move like you couldn't before, it's fire, man.
And you can even get a suit from whatever, Sears, Target. If it's tailored good, you make it look like $1,000.
Would that be a dream brand deal for you? What would make a dream brand deal for you?
Yes. Actually, a dream partnership would be a suit company. And I've done one-offs, Men's Warehouse and a couple of other brands, but I don't know, it's to the point I've been doing this for about 6 years. And I've been kind of in the back of my mind wondering, hoping, manifesting maybe me being in partnership with a big suit company. But now it's to the point where I'm thinking maybe I should start my own and see where that takes me.
That's kind of the angle a lot of creators go, right? What becomes what you're known for, what you become known for, kind of becomes a natural outlet for something you create.
Yes.
Like so many people, my brother included, and kind of like my brother's a big fitness YouTuber, and not so much fitness anymore. He still works out, but like in the OG days, 2012, it was just hardcore fitness, workout vlogs, stuff like that. And so many people from that era, to kind of like monetize your community, it was just apparel. So like people would know you as
merch.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Like, oh, you always wear this color shirt, or this is kind of like your thing. So you put your thing on a shirt and go with apparel. I think you got a great alley here with the suit, man.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's time to fire that up.
Yeah.
I am a little bit hesitant because I know building a brand, you have to be all in. You really have to dedicate a lot of time and energy. And my energy is already, in addition to having a full-time job and being a creator, like I've got a son and a wife, and I can't ignore them forever.
What do they think about all this? Are they like, oh my God, here goes dad again with another dance? So you're just like busting out the moves everywhere you go, or how does it work?
It's really funny. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long, long time. So my son, it's funny. He used to be like my camera guy.
He would film you?
From a young age, yes.
Oh, wow.
I'd have him out there filming me and taking pictures. And there was some hilarious pictures of him being so young and me sticking my phone in his hand being like, take that pic. So he doesn't kind of know anything any different. And luckily, his friends seem to think I'm cool. And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like it buys him maybe some cool points at school and stuff, which that's great. And if that wasn't the case, I think if his friends didn't love it, I might stop, because I would never want what I'm doing to impact the quality of his life. And my wife is funny because I've been doing this since, she met me when I was doing stuff like this. So it's nothing new. They've always kind of known that this is my thing. It's just now other people know it too. And so my wife, we've been through it before. I went pretty viral actually way back in 2008 as the rapping weatherman. I used to rap the weather forecast live on the air.
Do we need to drop a beat here for this? Is he gonna like? Just,
man, I'm too old now. I used to be,
something.
I used to be better. I'm too old to do it now.
Cold fronts. Spaghetti.
Yeah. Vomit on his sweater. But and when I went viral for the rapping weatherman stuff, I was younger, 26, and good Lord, I made every mistake in the book. I mean, I learned a lot. I let it get to my head. At the time I was drinking, so I would drink too much, and it was just a bad. And then I would do these interviews I remember doing one interview and I was a little bit tipsy and it just wasn't a great interview. Something was clearly off.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm pretty sure that interview, I think, has been wiped clean, or I haven't heard it or seen it resurface.
Wow,
Not like it was crazy.
Something scrubbed from the internet. I didn't know that was.
I don't know.
Real. It's out there. It's out there.
It's probably somewhere. I haven't seen it resurface or heard it resurface. And I don't think it was anything crazy. It's just like I could tell. Oh, I wasn't really nailing this interview. And anyways, so I learned a lot, and my wife and I both learned a lot from that first little initial, whatever you want to call it, little blip on the radar. So second time around here, it's kind of know how to navigate, and just being older, a little bit more wise. I think that's helped too. But yeah, cutting out the drinking was a good thing for me, and I accredit a lot of my success online from my sobriety as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober now?
I've been sober 8 years.
Okay.
And my sober anniversary is September 17th. And it's been great. I mean,
my anniversary is the 16th.
No kidding. September to your wife.
September 16th. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not to alcohol, but to my wife.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to like keep track of. The very first day I drank.
That's the opposite of sobriety. I celebrate the first day that I drink. Not so much.
I know. So when I was drinking, it was just tough to stack good days. I mean, you would be clear-headed, clear-minded, full of energy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Wednesday night, you have 4 or 5 beers before bed.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up not feeling great. So then you're not really on it on Thursday. So you lose a little bit of momentum. And that's just how it was for me for years and years. And so once I cut alcohol out of the equation, I was able to stack days. And that's been tremendously helpful.
So I want to ask another follow-up question here as we begin to kind of wrap up. At the core, Everford Radio is a health and wellness, health and fitness show. I definitely add in a lot of other content, like, Dancing Weatherman here today.
Yeah, I'm honored to break the mold a little bit. Thank you so much.
It's great. But, sobriety, I have to assume, was kind of maybe like the first snowball, the first domino into maybe other healthy habits or kind of just recognizing where you had room to grow in your total well-being. What was it about sobriety that really opened up other areas of health, fitness, wellness for you that maybe it was limiting before?
I think what I said also applies to physical well-being. So when I was drinking, I would have motivation Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I would have when I didn't have a drink, I would have motivation to go outside and run or go to the gym. And then I'd have those beers on a Wednesday night and not feel motivated to go into the gym on Thursday. So there was also that happening physically, but I really think, honestly, I think cutting out the alcohol was more impactful on my mental health.
How so?
Because, I don't know, it's funny. I was self-medicating with alcohol. So I have a pretty textbook case of just social anxiety. And I found that out after I quit drinking. I went to therapy. And I told my therapist all this stuff. She goes, yeah, you basically have social anxiety, dude. No big deal. A lot of people have it. She put me on a low dose of Lexapro, and I'm off of it now. But that really, I started taking those pills, and I go, oh, everybody isn't wired the way I'm wired. This is cool. It's fixable. And so I was able to finally see that the thoughts that I was having weren't necessarily healthy or normal or true. And taking those pills and
they're just a product of your circumstances and environment and choices at that
wiring.
time.
I think it's a lot of that's in my DNA, maybe ancestral, hereditary type stuff that I was also battling.
Epigenetics is very real.
Absolutely. And so when you get your mental right, everything else kind of falls into place. And so now I understand there are certain thought patterns that I recognize, because I'm a guy that, it's funny because people watch my videos, I think, and they just, I come off as pretty lighthearted and fun. And that's 100% me at my core, but I'm also weirdly analytical and I'm always trying to strategize, and I can really fall into a rabbit hole quickly with anything, especially self-defeating thoughts. And so once I got to the bottom of my like social anxiety, sort of depressive pattern, I just became more healthy mentally, and that manifested into health as a whole.
Yeah.
And then spiritually too, that also helped a little bit. When I stopped drinking, I was able to, kick up my spiritual game and then also my physical game. So it all just kind of gelled together at the same time.
Amazing.
I've been just trying to keep it going ever since.
That's all we can do, right?
That's the goal.
One day at a time, one trending viral dance at a time.
Just keep chopping wood and carrying water,
Yes,
man.
Sir.
That's
yes,
it.
Sir. So this show is all about helping, honestly, me, but also my audience, just learn the paths of a variety of other people and what it takes for them, what choices they have made to learn how to move forward in one area or, collectively all areas of their life, their well-being. Ever forward, those two words, what do they mean to you? Nick, how would you say you live a life ever forward?
Ever forward. I would say I'm a guy that I'm always looking ever forward. For whatever weird reason, I cannot rest on my laurels to save my life. I'm not big on nostalgia. I feel I'm oddly always looking forward. With hope and optimism, and I just know that the past is in the past, and you got to leave it there for better or for worse. And I just like that. I really like that mantra. It's just a parallel for life. No matter what happens, it's moving forward no matter what. And so it's either go with the flow, figure it out, keep putting one foot in front of the other, or you're going to get left behind. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where you just got to keep paddling, man.
Yeah.
Keep paddling.
And if you don't know where or how to put one foot in front of the other, maybe try dancing one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
And just see where it takes you.
Give it a shot.
Just get your wiggles out.
If I can do it,
Yeah.
I think anybody can do it. So yeah.
Well, Nick, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for making
Same.
time for us here at Everforward Radio on your Whirlwind LA tour.
Yes.
We're going to get you skirted over to the next interview. And I guess everybody can see you online, but where can they go to watch you, to hang out with you, to connect with you?
Yeah.
Whether it's a dance or the weather report.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm on Fox Weather, so you can watch me there. Download the app. We're always streaming. That's where you can get the weather content, and then the dancing stuff and the fun lifestyle stuff online. Nick Kosir, Kosir. Search that, and you'll be able to find me on most platforms. It's just my name on Instagram, on TikTok. It's official Nick Kosir. I think on Facebook it's Nick Kosir, the Dancing Weatherman. So if you search the Dancing Weatherman, you should be able to find me. And just real quick, Chase, you are awesome. Your questions were absolutely amazing. Probably some of the best I've ever been asked. Honestly.
Thank you, man. Thank you
very,
so much.
very smart, in-depth, well-researched questions. And thank you so much for taking. I don't do a lot of podcasts because
I saw that.
I'm not a big
I appreciate
podcast
it
guest.
more,
Yeah. I'm not like the most eloquent speaker, and they kind of make me nervous. But your demeanor and your approach to this was so calm and chill, and I just loved every second of it.
It's
So
the
thank
best
you.
feedback. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I try to have fun.
Yeah,
I
you're
definitely
great.
drop in. I get focused, and I can definitely get my serious game on. But I always try to just match the energy of the guests. And what you do is so fun and high energy. So how can we
Thanks.
not do the same?
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate all that.
My pleasure. My
It's
pleasure.